This is Mike the Ashamed Canadian. And I am the guy that likes to go around and call cops terrorists to their face. And I will never stop until they prove me wrong. And I've been doing this saying this for over 35 years, that they're nothing but fucking terrorists. So, I am here, and I tried to use StreamYard there, and I guess it got all screwed up and everything, and nothing got posted or anything. So I'm just going to see if there's going to be anybody that comes in, and I will replay the video that I just made earlier, and we will go from there. But just a quick heads up, in my video I will say that I will show you the paperwork on the mayor and that. Well, let's just get this out of the way first, shall we? As you can see, this is a charge sheet from when I was charged with uttering death threats against the mayor, Don Arnold, Greg Turner, and the Kodiak RCMP. And my condition was to abstain from communicating directly or indirectly with these people, including not even be able to call the non-emergency line of the Kodiak RCMP for non-emergencies. Get that. And I have that paperwork too, and the cop that signed it. Now, as you know, I call cops terrorists, and I won't stop. But I have to give a shout out to this one. And this is really going to hurt me, but I have to give them props, because after this happened, when I was charged with this, after we got to the police station, the guy was nice enough, after this was all written out and everything. And remember, this cop didn't have to do it, but he even apologized to me for having to arrest me. But he had to go by what the RCMP was telling him on the phone at the time. So after I got this paperwork and that, usually they just kick you out the door and you got to make your own way home and that. Well, this cop went a little bit above and beyond. It was a Fredericton City police officer, not an RCMP for one. It was a city police officer, and the officer's name is Mike Wilson. And when this was all said and done, instead of making me walk 5 kilometers home and stuff like that, what he did is he drove me in his police cruiser. He drove me from the police station to the pharmacy, waited for me to go in, pick up my medication, and then drove me from the pharmacy all the way home and dropped me off at my front door. So I will give props to him, because he didn't have to do that, but he did, because he felt sorry for what was going on with me at the time. He couldn't say whether it was justified or not what the RCMP were doing, but you know what? He had to go by what he had. So, Canadian Rights ET, thank you. That was nice. James Keevan, yes, he did do the right thing. And that I do have to give props to. But when it comes to almost every other one of them, I find that they're nothing but terrorists. They're taking away our rights and everything. So I have a video here. It's a little bit long. Unfortunately, this is the only way that I can upload this video. Let's do this. Until I'm able to actually get a proper camera and the cord and that, this is the only way I know how to do this. So let's go here. And then let's go here. Okay, folks, I just have to turn a couple of things here. Kadu, what's up, brother? So this is a little bit of the video that I just made. So let's go through this. And what happened? There we go, folks. Hey, folks, it's Mike here, the Ashamed Canadian. I just thought I'd come and give you a quick update out here at my shed, aka my little workshop. And been doing a few panels with some people, and I just wanted to come and thank everybody that's been out there supporting my channel. I've had over, I'm up to 507 subscribers now. Not even a week ago when that video was made in my bedroom where I got arrested by the Kodiak terrorist group, that I went from 47 subscribers to 507 subscribers, and I really appreciate all the love and support that you guys are sending. And it's been a wild few days, and that was a really wild night. Since that has happened, these people seem to kiss my ass now, and basically keep me around because they need work done around here. And I'm not saying I'm Mr. Fix-All or anything like that. I do know what I'm doing when it comes to fixing things and that, but and if I don't, I'll learn. And it's just basic stuff like fixing doors and fixing windows, putting air conditioners in, fixing the porch, fixing steps and everything like that. Because, well, as I showed you guys, I live in a trailer park, and it's not the best. And I will take you on a quick tour here again, just in case anybody hasn't seen it. I'll show you again what's going, the neighborhood that I live in, and that. And like I said before, this is the same neighborhood lived in when he went and shot the cops here in Moncton. Shot 5 cops, killing 3 of them. We may even, actually, hell, let's go for a walk. Maybe I can show you what I'm talking about here. Ooh, please don't get scared of that. I know I have a face for radio, but I'm sorry. Let's go for a little walk here. So, yeah, I just had to, I need my Timmy's. Yeah, always got to have a coffee here. Here it is, April. Kind of snow, and we got a little bit of a clear break here. We got the odd little flurry coming down right now, but yeah, as you can see here in the background, all these buildings here, sorry folks, all these buildings here are really new. Now, they're quite expensive to live in. And this is what I was talking about when it comes to the homeless and that, and affordable housing here in Canada, especially here in New Brunswick. So there was about 12 or 14 rooming houses in the last couple of years that were actually down by the city and literally torn to the ground. And yeah, so all those people now have no affordable housing or anywhere where they can stay. Here in Moncton, we have 2 shelters, and one's the Harvest House, which is a big scam, but that's besides the point. But they are trying a little bit now that they got caught. They're trying to help. And then you have Nazareth. Now, between the 2 of them, they might be able to hold about, I think it's around 60 people. And yeah, we have a lot of people that are actually sleeping on the streets. And hold on, folks, I gotta set this down for a minute. Have a little bit of a problem here, but let's see if I can remedy that right now by doing this. And, yeah, so this is a neighborhood that I live in. As you can tell, oh, sorry, folks, but this is not the best neighborhood at all. And I mean at all. It's probably one of the worst neighborhoods in Moncton to live in. Now, just so you know, when Justin Burke lived here, I lived right there in that trailer right there with the brown trim. Not the green one, but the one right beside it there. And I lived there. And I'll just show you here quickly. Yeah, so see it. Let's see if I can zoom in there. Where that red car is where Justin Burke used to live. And that's where he was living when he went and snapped here, shot those cops. So yeah, and if we take a quick look down this way, it's as you can tell, nothing but trailers all the way. Yeah. But again, I really want to thank all my supporters out there and all my new supporters out there. And we have an election coming up here in the city. And this mayor here, Mayor Don Arnold, actually filed false charges on me along with the Kodiak RCMP and member of Parliament Greg Turner. He was city councilor at the time for the city of Moncton. They filed charges of uttering threats. And by the time I go to court, there was absolutely nothing filed that they couldn't do anything about it because everything that I said to them was protected under free speech. And the only thing that I did say that was a kind of a threat was saying that I was going to put the Mayor Don Arnold's address online. Well, the problem with that is that I found it online, so how can I be charged with that when I found the information online? So it doesn't matter if I put it online or not, it's already there. So let's try and get out of the wind here. I don't know how bad that wind is picking up, but yeah. So I'm going after the mayor and exposing how dirty and corrupt she is with supporting corrupt landlords and not giving a shit about the average person here in Moncton. We have people that are literally, like I said, living on the streets. Some of these empty trailers in here actually have homeless people living in them. A lot of people don't know that, but let's hit some lights here. Get out of the wind. And so yeah, it's the mayor likes to file charges against people because she gets butthurt. And again, a politician and a cop, what's the difference? One's elected, one's just paid for by welfare. Well, they're all paid for by welfare if you think about it, because it all comes from taxes. So whether it's general welfare, disability, city employee, government official, police, it's all welfare payments. Just that some get a lot more than others. I want to do what I can to expose this two-faced bitch as much as I can, along with Greg Turner, sorry. Now, this guy's probably one of the richest people here in Moncton, Greg Turner. So I expect backlash over stuff like this. I expect him to go out, talk to lawyers and everything and try and bring stuff against me. But everything I'm saying is 100% verifiable. As I play this playback so that I can put it on the internet, I'll show you the paperwork right from the police station with their names right on the form. I did get a hold of one of her only opponent here in Moncton. I think it's Greg Gingles or something like that. Gingles is his last name. And it says Gingles for mayor. So I did get a hold of him. He has sent me an email back already, and I'm just waiting for a response from him. And I told him I'm willing to show the paperwork and everything to prove that what she had done and why she had done it. And so hopefully I'll hear from him before the election so that maybe he might be able to produce the evidence and help get her out of office here. If you're a business owner, you are welcome here in Moncton. If you are a person with enough money to buy a house here, you are okay. But if you come here to rent, please remember that here in New Brunswick, no matter what part of New Brunswick you are, they say that they have what's called the Rentalsman Act, and if you sign a lease agreement and leave a deposit, that you're protected. The thing of it is that you're not, and I've been proving that for the last almost 6 years, and that's what this is all started over, is because of this. So I really need to expose these people. I'm trying to go through one of my memory cards that I had from back then. I have a picture of the landlord that actually broke into my apartment and stole everything. So I will be putting his picture out there also, just so everybody know. The guy's name is Randy Black, and he's from 162 Queen Street East in Moncton, New Brunswick. And he also looks after the rooming house over at 40 Donald Street here in Moncton. And he is probably the most corrupt landlord you will ever find anywhere. I mean, like, this guy will literally just use his key and walk into your room, take what he wants when you're not home, and then leave and then say, well, somebody must have broke in, there's nothing we can do. And you know, I came back a couple of times from court just to find him inside of my apartment, literally packing up my stuff inside of my apartment when I was only gone for, once was for a day and once was for I spent a weekend. And then I went for a walk after I got into that fight, and that's how this all started. Is he illegally went into my apartment and changed the locks on my door and everything, and within 24 hours, with me trying to get all of my stuff, including life-saving medication and stuff like that, I wasn't allowed to have it. And then he threw it in the garbage after he took what he wanted. And so this is what I've been trying to go after, and nobody, I mean nobody, wants to listen because they're all here to protect corrupt landlords, period. So if you plan on moving here, please remember that if you're not buying, make sure that you know who you are renting from. And make sure that you sign an arbitration agreement, not just a rentalsman agreement, but you sign an arbitration agreement. So that means that you put in writing and make sure that they agree to that they cannot do certain things. And you make sure that you have that in writing, and you make sure that they sign it. If they make you sign a lease agreement, they have to sign an arbitration agreement. It's as simple as that. And if they don't, then just walk away, seriously, because it's definitely not worth it. We have way too many people losing stuff in this city. The mayor only wants people that have money to come to this city. They've been trying for years to get a CFL team here. It never worked. They spent millions and millions and millions of dollars building a stadium here at the University of Moncton for a failed attempt. So it was basically just a big waste of money. But, you know, every city's doing it lately. It seems like they're just wasting money instead of putting money to where it actually should be. We have city officials that, in order to go to a council meeting here in Moncton right now, you have to be sent a link to that. And I have requested this link several times, and they refuse to send it to me, so I can't even watch what's going on at a city hall meeting here, council meetings and that. I'm not allowed to ask any questions whatsoever to any member of council. I've had several, I've sent hundreds of messages through their Facebook account, on their separate emails and that. Nobody will get back to me. I've put in for, they're not FOIA requests, but they're public records requests here, and every one of them have been turned down or never answered. And after what happened here, that you guys seen live on the internet about me being arrested in my own bedroom. I'm going full out now. I'm looking for as much help as I can. If anybody knows of any civil rights lawyers that have the balls to take on this case, I would really love to hear from them. And if anybody can send me any information or, send me to the right website so that I can get this information, it would be greatly appreciated. Now, one of the big problems is going to be paying for this. So I'm in the middle of trying to start a PayPal account so that maybe there may be some people out there that would like to help by donating for a legal fund here to help me fight this, and also to help me with helping the homeless. I've been working with the homeless since I've been 18 years old, and I'm 54 now, so you guys do the math how long that is. So, but yeah, I've been doing this since I've been 18, and I've been fighting for rights for the homeless and the less fortunate. I'm one of the first people in Canada to actually start the needle exchange program back in the late 80s in Toronto. So I've had some experience with this. I've worked in Canada's largest men's shelter, right down to one of Canada's smallest shelters. I've worked in health clinics and drop-in centers and addiction recovery centers. I've helped open up a couple of the addiction recovery centers. So I've been around this my whole life. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I've been clean and sober since January of 1993. The only thing I do is I smoke my pot. I take my heart medication and my PTSD pills, and high blood pressure pills. Other than that, I take nothing. They wanted me on a whole bunch of other pills, painkillers and stuff like that. I just won't take them. I'll just live with the pain. I'm in chronic pain all the time, but I will be working on getting that link set up so that I can have the PayPal on there, so that if there's people out there that can and are willing to donate, I would appreciate whatever you could do, whether it's, hitting the like button, sharing these videos with people, or if you're able to a buck or two, whatever, if you feel generous, $5, $10, $20, whatever you can. And one of the other things I'm trying to do is get better camera equipment, because the one that I'm actually recording on right now, I don't even have a download cord for it. And you'll see by the way I upload this video what I mean. It's kind of iffy. It's an older camcorder that I managed to save up for and bought at a pawn shop for $90, and it's a little iffy. So my cell phone, it won't take any pictures. It says that nothing's supported anymore, that it won't capture any video or that. I can take still pictures with it, I think, but other than that, it won't do any videos whatsoever. I'm working on getting up to 1,000 subscribers so that I can do, I was trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers so that I could go live. But now that I found a way of going live without those 1,000 subscribers, it's a blessing. But at the same point, I'm not saying that I don't want subscribers, because I really do. I do need the subscribers, because that's the only way that we're going to get messages like this across, so that people know what is actually going on in our cities and our counties and our provinces. You know, we have out of control government, we have way out of control police, and then what do we have? We have jails full of people that are actually innocent, or they're sitting in there because of, you know, a jaywalking ticket. They couldn't pay it, so they throw them in jail for a couple of days to pay for a jaywalking ticket. You know, stupid little fines, you know, that they're throwing people in jail for. And yet the cops are handing out bigger and bigger and bigger fines since this COVID has started. And nobody is, those people that they're targeting don't even have a job anymore, or they're laid off because of what's going on with COVID. So how are they supposed to pay for these fines if they have no way of making money? But the government doesn't care. If you don't pay that fine, you're getting locked in a cage, period. And which is, I think, very unconstitutional. So we have the Charter of Rights and Freedoms in Canada, and Justin Trudeau is taking a big shit on it. And because Justin Trudeau says it has to be done, all government officials are now following that, because he seems to be the top dog in Canada, and it's like he's the one that says what's going, and that's it. A lot of the stuff doesn't get approved through Parliament or that. It's just whitewashed, and orders are given out by Justin Trudeau to do this or this. And what he'll do is he'll order his premiers in those cities, in those provinces, to do these things, and then the premiers come out and they actually enforce it. They send police out. Look at what's happening in Toronto right now. You know, they have a place called Dundas Square. It's a public square for people to meet. They have outdoor concert venues and stuff like that there. And what happens when people go there to just protest the lockdown? They are forced out of there. They are literally pushed. They're literally chased by one person. Will get chased by 10 cops and tackled in the middle of the street, handcuffed, thrown in the back of the paddy wagon and everything. They give them a $750 fine or a $1,500 fine or whatever the fine is that particular day, and then release them. But yet they get tackled and bombarded by that. But yet, when people stand a little too close to a police officer, the first thing that they say is, back up for officer safety. But yet, you know, we went over this. I went over that in one of my videos, or probably one of the live streams that I did, that, you know, cops are there for public safety, period. They're not there to take unconstitutional orders. They're not there to enforce feelings. They're not there to enforce policies. They are there for law enforcement and public safety, not officer safety. Every officer knows that when they are hired, they did that on their own free will. They filled out so that they could go to, well, down here in New Brunswick, it's Old College. That's a terrorist training organization here, is Old College. And so they apply to go there, and they apply to get subsidies, or their parents or something paid for their schooling. They apply to become a police officer. They knew the dangers that they were getting in. the cops keep saying in this day and age, police have to do this, police have to do that. We have more people attacking us. Well, look at what you're doing to the public. You guys are literally going out and trampling on our rights and our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and then you expect no backlash? You know, you beat citizens to a pulp, and you don't have body cams to back it up. And so we have to go by your word. Now, how is that fair? You know, it's not. I believe that every cop that's out there should have a body camera on, and it should all be live streamed to their police station so that it automatically goes on a hard drive. This way, then nothing can be erased or anything like that. And at any given point, if there's a call to the police station, that their supervisor can actually look in and go back and see what happened before any official charges are made. And so it is a little bit expensive to set up something like that, but you know what? So many platforms are doing it. If it wasn't for YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, BitChute, and all these other ones that are out there, Twitch, Samsung TV Plus, and all these other guys, if they can do it, why can't the police forces do it? You know, they keep. Here in Moncton alone, we spend over $52 million a year that we give in government services here in Moncton. Now, our government services here in Moncton are the police force because it is a government service. We have a separate budget for healthcare in the city. We have a separate budget for the law courts. That money comes out of provincial. But our tax dollars are paying $52 million a year for policing in this city. For what? Honestly, for what? You know, so you take $5 million a year off their budget for the next 5 years. That's $25 million. What could this city do with an extra $5 million a year for the next 5 years for the homeless alone? Our homeless population would drastically go down. I mean, drastically go down. And, you know, New Brunswick is not a warm province. It can get warm here in the dead of summer. I've seen it in the last 5 years or so. I've seen it get up to about 36 degrees Celsius at the most. Then that would give us a heat warning in effect, where people would actually be told to, you know, make sure that you drink lots of water and stay in the shade and stay indoors if you can at 36 Celsius. Now, they don't do stuff like that down in like Phoenix, Arizona. But what they don't understand is it can get to minus 40 below here in Canada, especially here in New Brunswick in the wintertime. And our summers are short here. You know, we might have 3 really good months of nice weather. And within that, we'll have quite a bit of rain. So, it's, you know, you got all this money going to the cops, and they won't do anything for the people that actually live in the city. They'll make sure that other businesses come here and build up all these new buildings that are going around and everything, and make sure that the rich are able to have a place to live. Or people that are students, we do have a few universities here and colleges, and this is actually the largest. Moncton is the largest call center in Canada, with over 166 call centers here. So and those are the people that like to call you and beg you and tell you that you either pay your bills or your services are getting cut off, even though you have no money to do it during this COVID. So just remember that a lot of your call centers are right here in Moncton, New Brunswick. So you have these call centers, you have all these big businesses and that coming here. You have Walmart, Home Depot, and stuff like that coming in. And yes, I believe in, everybody has a right to have a business, but when your corporations are taking over cities and closing small businesses, it's got to stop, because those small mom and pop shops are the people that don't want to work for places like Walmart and that are ripping people off. And if you look at what Micro was saying earlier today, with how all these big corporations are making money, but all the small people are getting pushed out, and it's true. So what's the incentive for a person to start a small business anywhere in North America now? There is no incentive. You're told that if you get to a certain level that you're not allowed to open, but yet Walmart is allowed to open, or Sobeys is allowed to open. They can, or the Superstore. These big chain places can open, but the mom and pop stores can't open. And you have fruit stands and vegetable markets and corner stores and stuff like that can't open, and their produce is going bad, and they had to pay for that. Now all that comes out of their money. They're not getting reimbursed for any of that, but the government's still getting paid their full fucking paychecks, and almost all of them are sitting at home, and most of them are doing nothing. So, maybe we should start cutting back on politicians' pays. Instead of giving them a 5% increase, maybe we should do a 20% decrease in their pay and, start it from there again. Because them making all this money, where's it coming from? It's coming from our taxes. Out of our fucking pockets, this money is coming from. And why are we paying all of this money in taxes? And here in Canada, it's quite expensive. If you're making about $30,000 a year, you're losing 30% of your income right off the top, just in taxes. And then everything that you buy after that has a 15% sales tax on it. So now you're up to 45% of your money alone is going to taxes. And what is the public getting in return? We have streets that are all broken up with potholes the size that small kids can lay in. We have bad sidewalks. We have no housing. We have... Oh, sorry about that, folks. Camera died. But yeah, basically, it was pretty much ended there anyways. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm caught up on all the messages there. Sorry, I was answering the messages on my phone while I was watching it. So I was trying to be as quiet as possible. Sorry if you heard any background noise or anything. Completely agree with everything you were just saying, and that's not just Canada. Yes, I know, and it's true. I thought California had it bad at 8%. No. Canada has one of the highest tax brackets in the world. Like I said, you make on the average, 30,000. I think it's between 24 and $36,000 a year. You lose about 30% of your pay right off the top. It comes out of your paycheck. You don't even see it. You worked it, but you don't see it. And then you pay another 15% tax on everything that you buy. There are some things that you don't pay tax on. There's like meat and stuff like that. There are some grocery items that you don't, but major purchases, you go and buy a car, you spend $45,000 on a car, add another 15% onto after all the other taxes that they charge you, their freight and licensing and everything else like that, then you add another 15% tax onto that. So you buy a refrigerator, anything like that. You rent a motel, you pay tax, but you don't pay tax on your rent. But you do pay tax on motels and that too, which is 15%. Now, if you go into a city like Niagara Falls, Ontario, it's a border town. And if you're in a certain area of the town, you pay an extra 3% visitors tax. So now you're up to 18% tax. But just think of just every, I only paid $300 for a cool used Toyota. Yeah, but and buying a car here, a used car here, pretty much doesn't matter what you pay for it. What they do is when you buy a car, it goes by the black book. And say you buy a car privately and you pay $1,500 for it, but they say that it's worth $3,000. Well, you pay the tax on the $3,000, not the $1,500 that you paid for it. So you would be paying, another 15% tax on that $3,000. So yeah, it is very high in tax here in Canada. The taxes are a double tax here. So it's what they call a harmonized sales tax. We have provincial sales tax, and then we have what's called the GST, the goods and services tax. And anything that you buy, the provincial sales tax is 8%, and the GST is 7%. You add those together, it's 15% right there that comes off automatically. You go to Walmart, you spend 50, anything you pretty much buy at Walmart other than food, it's all taxable. So we're paying all these taxes. And like I was saying in the video there, that here in Moncton alone, we spend $52 million on government services. Now, the only government services that we actually get is the police force. Because it's a government police force, we don't have a city force here. So it's run by the RCMP. I will be sending out some info right away, and then easement to Canadian auditors. It doesn't show any email. Okay. Canadian Rights for Review. Email me. I was sending out some info on right away. My email's not working.
Really? Thanks.
I thought it was, but anyways, so yeah, we pay a lot of taxes here. And what do we get for it? We spend $52 million a year at for government services, which is the RCMP, because they are a government police force. And we, instead of having a city police force, they used to have a city police force here, but now it's all run by the Kodiak RCMP. There was a lot of lawsuits and stuff like that. So they just brought in the RCMP and got rid of the city police force here. And so now the city's not responsible for what they do. So you have to go after the RCMP for anything that they do. And to go after the RCMP, you actually have to have a lawyer with balls that'll stand up to them. And there's not one. lawyer down here in all of Atlantic Canada. And I mean, I went through all the listings, and not one of them have the balls to step up against the RCMP. And that's why everything that I've been trying to do for the last, 6 years or so keeps getting failed and stalled because no lawyer wants to stand up. Oh, Blue Flyer. Well, I still love Canada. Well, you know what? I love Canada too. I'm ashamed Canadian right now because of the way that our government is treating us, and that's why I call myself the ashamed Canadian. When I first started my YouTube channel, it was just under my name, but then I changed everything because of the way our government treats us. I love my country, but I'm ashamed of our government, and that's what the real problem is so instead of ashamed of my government Canadian, I just put down ashamed Canadian. And I get flack about this all the time. A lot of people, when they read it, I've been called Ashamed, stuff like that. I guess people really don't know how to say ashamed, but hey, no worries. But I mean, you can call me anything. I was about to, instead of ashamed Canadian, just put asshole Canadian down. I've been known as an asshole my whole life, but I didn't know what YouTube would think about that. So I was on a few live streams today, and you see that the YouTube moderators are going crazy with messages and everything now. So, what do you do? Hello, Azza, Blue Flyer, auditing for accountability, Newfoundland. Good to see you, my brother. Canadian Rights Review. Nice to see you, brother. Cato. Yeah, people with wrenches. That's one of the points of being moderator. Now, I would love to make anybody a moderator if somebody could tell me how to do it. Especially for JKMA. I love that girl. I've never met the girl in my life, but she's such a good moderator in that. I just love her. Google's deleting links on maybe a bug or new censorship coming in heavy. Yeah, that's what I think, Asa. And settings. Where do I find the settings? Up here. It says participants, pop-out chat, toggle timestamp. I guess that's not the settings. Or is that right? Can anybody help me out here? I'm sorry, folks. She's one of the best moderators on YouTube. Yes, JKMA is one of the best. I added it to my descriptions. Much appreciated. Okay. So where do I find the settings at, folks? Can anybody sort of help me out here right now? I got my, what's this? No, I don't want to go there, I guess. I can't find the settings. Is it expand menu? No, that's not it. I'm sorry. My channel. So I just go up here. My channel. Oh, that'll tell me to leave my site. No, cancel that. Send feedback, sign out, switch accounts, YouTube, and your channel. I click on my channel and it tells me changes you may not be safe, prevent this. And then it says leave site. So I would have to view it myself. Sorry, buddy. I don't know. No worries, brother. I will figure this out. As you guys can see, I've been trying my best to figure things out here on my own, and with all your guys' help, it's much appreciated. So I will eventually find those settings in that, and I will be making moderators. So and I'm really hoping that JKMA will be one of my moderators, and Epic Hop Watch, you know, and I really love to give shout outs to people. Melvin Wrench. Well, yes, if I can, I will, Melvin. I will make whoever wants to be a moderator. Crowdy Chop, that Mike Button fan. Yeah. Dirty Mike and Bug Grower are really good if you want to talk to them. See settings on list. Yes. KYM Bud Grower are both. If it wasn't for them, there'd be a lot of things that I wouldn't even know how to do right now. Prairie Girl, you are probably link on your picture. I did that, but it's open your YouTube account, click on your picture. I did that. I'm doing that right now. And then it says your channel, YouTube, switch account, sign out, and send feedback. Oh no. But yeah, Prairie Girl, I would really love it if you would be a moderator here too, Melvin. Like I said, JKMA. But I would like to give a few shout outs to Acura Amanda, American Amy, Tom Zebra, the whole SJVT family, Nate Skates, and all of them. Ice Cold Audits, SGV News First, Pedal Libre Audits, Am Against It Press, Watching the Watchman. Scroll down further. It won't let me go any further. That's all there is. And then of course you got Sin Auditor. I love his work. Carl Stevenson, probably a really heavy hitters on that list. Yes, they are heavy hitters, and these are all the people that I sub to that actually got me into doing this stuff, and watching the way they do it, so that I learn every day by watching these videos and that. And I learn a lot. They say that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, this old dog is willing to learn new tricks all the time. Does anyone know how to feature channels, or do I have to wait for a specific number of subs, views? I'm still new to this as well. Yeah, I hear you. Auditing for Accountability Newfoundland. I'm still learning that too, but DJ K. Dot, love his work. Dying to Live, Rogue Nation, Big Nick. These are all the people that I sub to. These are all I call them mentors to me. A lot of them are younger than me, but they know more than what I do. So, and I'm always open. You can feature them on your channel homepage. Yes, Mind Sexy 25. It's good to see you, my dear. And or post a link to their channel in your about section. Okay. So I will learn more about that. But all these people are like mentors to me. Actually, Amanda's probably old enough to be my daughter. You know, my two boys are probably older than she is, but I can still learn something from her. And see, I'm willing to admit that I can learn something from other people. It's not like me putting on a badge and saying I know everything, because I don't. And well, and I'd never put on a badge anyways, but like that's the way cops think. They put on a badge and they think that they know everything. So my YouTube studio. Okay, I'll do. I'm afraid to do anything right now in case I miss and screw up and close this down and stuff like that. But so I learn every day, and I'm trying my best to get out there and do some more work in the community and exposing dirty, corrupt politicians and cops. And I will never stop doing this. I will probably go to my grave fighting these guys. Unless a miracle happens and all of a sudden our world becomes perfect, I will always be fighting for rights, no matter what. So I just thought I would come on here. I know this is a little bit long. I'm going to cut this short here very shortly. It's been an hour and almost an hour and 3 minutes. And I just want to give everybody a big thumbs up. I love you all. I will, whenever I see any of your guys' videos out there, I try my best to watch as many as I can. My problem is that I have so many videos to go through all the time that some of them I don't get to right away, but I try my best to go through, and that's why I'm up all the time and everything. That, and I have problems sleeping, but so I go through videos a lot and watch. And anybody that I'm subscribed to, before I even watch a video or anything, the first thing I do is I like the video. Because if I'm subscribed to you, that means that if you're putting out a video, I need to like that because it shows support for you guys. And I think I've only ever done one thumbs down, but that was because it was a bootlegger. But other than that, like, I always make sure that I watch as many as I can, sending you a few links on Facebook. Thank you, Prairie Girl. So, yeah, I will do what I can and do as much as I can. Like I said, I've been fighting this since I've been 18. So we're going back to 1985 that I've been doing this in one form or another. And most you stream here for streaming if under 1,000 subs. Okay. Did you see Amy's post about leather boot flavored pops? Yes, I did. That was fun. But so yeah, I'm trying my best to learn stuff. I will keep fighting and fighting. And I really want this mayor out of office here. And I really want our world to become a better place. Is that too much to ask from people? You know, to have a little bit more respect for the government to start going by the law. I don't think that's too much to ask, considering that, you know, it's the law and they make us follow it, but they don't have to. So, email sent to you. Okay. I will do whatever I can. Here. Yeah, I think it's asking the bare minimum, just to be, you know, treated with respect and go by the law. They expect us to, so why shouldn't they? I don't believe that there should be that we should have to pay for any of these records requests that we do, because remember, we're already paying them to be there, and that's their job to begin with. So why should we have to spend, you know, $80, $100 or $60 or even $10? It shouldn't matter. We should not have to spend that kind of money to get records, period. You know, everything's digital nowadays. All they have to do is collect the information that's already there and send it in an email. You know, they get paid to do that no matter what. If they're not doing it, they're sitting there doing nothing and they're still getting paid. So why can't they just do it? Okay. The police need to stop being such military police. We got all these cops that run around. They got flak jackets on. They got fucking 4 or 5 clips on the front of them. They got this. They got that. They look like they're coming in from from Fallujah or fucking Afghanistan or something like that. And we're supposed to be in probably one of the freest countries in the world, and we have people like that. Here in Canada, we don't have the right to bear arms. We have the right to possess firearms in our homes and that, and for hunting and that. But we can't just walk down the street with a rifle or an AR or anything like that. And mostly all those automatic weapons are banned here in Canada anyways. You can't walk around with a firearm on here in Canada. There's no such thing as a concealed weapons permit here for an individual. If you're a police officer or an investigator or something like that, yes, there is. But other than that, you don't have the right to bear arms in Canada. So we really need to take all of this military shit away from the cops and start putting them back down in, you know, shirts and their jacket, plain, visible name tags and badge numbers. They don't need all these flak jackets and fucking 4 or 5 clips and all this other shit. They don't need it here. Period. They don't. And kind of piece together. Okay, sorry guys. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat there too. So, but yeah, they don't need to be doing that shit. You know, if they want the policing for people to actually respect them, they need to get out of their cars more. Take off those flak jackets and that. I'm not saying take off your guns and your tasers. I'm just saying take off those big fucking army flak jackets that you think that you need here in Canada, because you don't need them. You don't. I can see if you're going to a gun call or that. Look at what happened before. They used to put the flak jackets on if they were going to a call. Now, what did the flak jackets and that and those bullet or bulletproof vests, whatever you want to call them, do for the 5 cops down here in Moncton when they got shot. They were all wearing them, and 3 of them died, and 2 others suffered pretty significant injuries. 5 of them shot. Mayerthorpe, Alberta, those RCMP, when they got shot out there, they were all wearing flak jackets. But what did it do for them? Nothing, because people know where to shoot. But how many shootings have we actually had here in Canada? That's the only, we had another crazy guy that went around in an ex-cop car here just last year in Nova Scotia. We had another guy that the police put out an all-points bulletin for saying that he had a weapon and to lock down. But other than that, and not one person was shot in that, not even the guy that had the weapon. So what's the sense of them walking around like military other than to be there for intimidation? Because that's all that is. When you dress somebody up in a clown suit like that, and you put on an extra 35 pounds on your back and then make it look like you're Mr. King shit, it just makes you look like a pile of shit. And it does nothing for you. And it harms cops in a way if you think about it, because now they got all that extra weight and all that bulkiness and that. And if they need to chase somebody, they can't really chase them as fast as they should be able to. And that's why guns are coming out. And that's why people are getting shot in the back. So they really need to start thinking about that. They don't need all that shit on them at all times. They might need to have all that shit in their car, but they don't need to be wearing it at all times. There's certain situations that maybe they might need it, but most situations when they go, especially here in Canada, they don't need to be showing up like the military here. It's just stupid. The biggest city in Toronto, and how many my battery's running low. You might want to plug in. Oh crap, my computer unplugged. Okay, folks, sorry. There we go. So, we don't need the military running around here, and that's all it really is. Cops are now just an extension of the military, and under the Constitution, I thought that was kind of what we were trying to get away from, is having military forces on our streets. But fear of cops. Those fists don't stop knives, and I've been told that the biggest fear of cops is getting stabbed. Yes, that's right, Canadian Rights ET, and it is. Damn right, shame my wife. I'm understanding it, but she's coming around. Well, that's good. AA Newfoundland. I do the exact same thing. So, yeah, to have all that shit, and they wanted to make it look like there was more police on the ground and that out and about. So what they do, instead of putting 2 police in one car, what they did is they doubled their vehicles purchases, and they put 1 cop in almost every car. So now you have more cop cars out there, but you don't have more cops. You just have to go to a crime scene, you see 15 cars, but there's only 15 cops. Not that it makes any difference, but the thing of it is that instead of buying them cars, give them a bicycle. In the wintertime, put them on the ground. Put their boots on the ground. Walk around. Start talking to the people that are on the street for once. Start treating them with a little bit of respect, because just remember that could be your daughter or your son that's out there. They may be a drug addict, they may have mental health issues, or they may just have lost their job and they're homeless. But just remember that that could be your son or daughter out there. And that's what pisses me off the most, is that because they're homeless, they don't count, or they're just a worthless piece of trash in that. And I'm sorry, I cannot accept that whatsoever. So, if anybody have anything that they want to ask me or that, I'm open for any questions. Uh, um, I was trying to do a StreamYard so that I could actually have people up here and talking. I downloaded it, but for some reason it's not working right now. So I am working on that also. So um, I will get there. I will get there, folks. So as soon as I can, I will. I'll be doing panels and stuff like that. But if anybody has any questions, damn regime. Okay. Again, but your email is out of YouTube. Bounce back is undeliverable. Ooh, let me try again. Those vestments, yes. Does anybody remember when the last time Canada had a terrorist attack? I'm 54, and I've done a lot of history, read a lot of history in that, and the closest that we had to a terrorist attack here in Canada is when we had that fucking nutbird that went and shot the two guys at the cenotaph in of the unknown soldier. He shot two guards there and then tried to storm the Parliament building. But that wasn't a terrorist attack. That guy was a Canadian. He came here as a refugee, but he was a Canadian. And he was killed by Kevin Vickers, the sergeant at arms at the time, he is now the Liberal leader here in New Brunswick. Just get that. So that was a Trudeau appointee right there. But we've never had a terrorist attack. And when's the last time that anybody's waged war on Canada? When's the last time Canada's ever waged war on anybody? To this day, you go back World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the first Gulf War, the second Gulf War, Afghanistan, all of those. None of those were initiated against or by Canadian at all. But we went in as allies with the US and with the UN. So Canada is known as peacekeepers, and that's all really Canada is. It took a long time during the first Gulf War for other countries and that to put out those oil well fires and that. It took Canadians to go over to put them out. So remember that. When this Afghan war and that started, when Canadians went over, we went over as peacekeepers. And yeah, we got into the same. Okay. But yeah, we are peacekeepers. We don't wage war. We don't start wars. Nobody starts wars with Canada, especially now. The only way that I could see that any country would actually attack us is maybe China, because we won't give in to them. But like that's only because we side with kind of the Americans on a lot of issues with China or against China. But then we have this PM that's working with the Chinese government. So, but yet he wants to put sanctions against the Chinese government. It's just crazy. You know, we have COVID hotels, the Radisson hotel chain. Hi, Myron. The Radisson hotel chain is owned by the Communist Chinese Party. A lot of people don't know that, but they were bought a few years ago by them. And the biggest COVID jails here in Canada right now are the Radisson hotels. But yet our government says that they want to put sanctions on China. So how are they putting sanctions on China when they're using their Chinese state-controlled businesses here in Canada? It just makes no sense. So, but it's the only way that I could see anybody attacking Canada is because of, we side with other countries. We have tried to put sanctions on different countries, and we have put sanctions on different countries. But in the end, what's this? Hello, freedom isn't free. Hey, how are you, brother? Yeah, it just doesn't make sense how they can say all this shit and then, work with them at the same time. And it's the only thing that I could see that would affect Canada when it comes to somebody waging war against us. Most of our oil fields aren't even owned by Canada anymore. Most of our gold mines have been sold off. Diamond mines, 90% of them are owned by outside countries. So a lot of our natural resources, like even our water, Nestle's has been bottling our water for years. They pay a couple $100 a year and a tax to have a certain amount of land to put a drill on so that they could get fresh spring water. And they sell it all over the world. They sell probably 100 cases of water, and that just paid for their whole operation for a year. How much water does Nestle bottle a day? I bet you it's more than 100 cases. And that's only 24 packs of water, folks. 500 milliliters. So, gold, potash, diamonds getting sold off. Oh, yes. We have a potash company not far from where I live here in Sussex, New Brunswick. It's not even owned by Canadians. It's just ridiculous. One thing about New Brunswick here is that I would say close to 70% of it is all owned by one family, the land and that's the Irving family. Midland Transport, Kent Lumber, Irving Oil, Majesta, paper towels and stuff like that. That's all Irving. Most of the forests that you see here in New Brunswick is all owned by Irving. You have Irving Shipping and everything. So I believe that the Irving family is one of the richest families in Canada, not just New Brunswick, but I believe they are the richest in New Brunswick, next to the McCain family, and which is McCain Foods and Maple Leaf Foods. There's two different brothers that own those companies. So, but other than that, like you have smaller corporations down here like Cavendish Farms, and that's mainly at a PEI, but they do have a little bit of land to grow potatoes and that here. But other than that, everything's owned by corporations now. I ran a property management company here for a couple of years until working with different landlords and that so that they could rent out houses and they would buy houses and sell them and stuff like that. So I would work doing stuff like that. And I learned a lot. And I found that there's a lot of people that here that if you don't have money, they don't care. They really don't care. All they want is your money now, and that's all this is. All over, everywhere. Actually, it's not just here in New Brunswick. It doesn't matter where you go. You can go to Boise, Idaho. You could go to Bradenton, Florida, San Diego, California, Seattle, Washington, Yonkers, New York, wherever you go, Winnipeg, Manitoba to Vancouver to Burnaby to way up to Fort McMurray, all this. It doesn't matter where you go anymore. It's just bullshit everywhere you go. And it's just crazy. So it's all just corporations. They don't care about the people. The government is for the people, by the people, but yet it's actually we, the politicians, against the people and fuck everybody else type thing. So I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little bit off topic here and that I get a little bit mind scrambled and I do go on a bit, but I see it's been an hour and a half. So is there a process of lines that set the price? Keeping this extending those ones don't help when we have sold them all the processing plants that set the prices. And yeah, processing plants do set the prices, and that's a problem. And that's a problem. You have what do they call it? MSRP, manufacturer suggested retail price. Did you smoke a fatty? You're on a pot rant. Yeah. Sorry, guys. So I see that I am on a bit of a rant. So I'm going to cut this because I'm just ranting now. So, but I will get back to you soon. One thing I do like to say is remember, watch those terrorists. And I kind of like Amanda's, accurate Amanda's, you're a liar, but I call them, you're a terrorist. And keep those cameras rolling. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can share any of my videos at any point. You need to cut it up. You need to shorten it down, whatever you need to do. And you want to share any of my streams or any of my videos, please feel free to do that. So like, share, and subscribe. And as soon as I can, I will have a PayPal up for anybody that wishes to donate. Anybody that is able to do anything about equipment that they need an address if they want to send me any kind of separate donation, and that I am my email address is in the in my thing. Again, I will let me just put it up here for you guys, just in the chat here, and it's I'm going wrong here. So here is my email, folks, and anybody that would like to email me. You can also on Facebook, it'll show this. I'd like to see this. If that's not, I'd like to see the CCTV footage if that's not wrapped up in a court battle. Which CCTV footage, Freedom? Lots of extras. Mike Liam. And this is me on Facebook. And Facebook groups, it is so yeah, there's another way that people can get a hold of me too. I have a Facebook group called News Now Canada. So and again on Facebook, it's just Mike labeled, and you'll see in brackets. It's the same picture, everything. I use the same picture across all platforms, except for my News Now Canada. You'll see Homer Simpson running with an American flag with a blue line through it, trying to get to the garbage truck. But yeah, so I can be reached through there for now. I do have Twitter. I haven't really been on it yet, and I am just starting a BitChute also. But again, I'm still learning all this stuff, so I'm just trying to find different ways of getting my message out. So just so people know. So again, like, share, and subscribe. Smash that like button, folks, and keep those cameras rolling. And you all have a wonderful day. And I will talk to you soon. Ciao, folks.